to the show. And here are your hosts, the diabolical Elite Gaming Guru, the illustrious Red Dead Panda, and the Australian stud AshtreyGaming. So let's get this party started. Shit.
And we are live. Good morning, good evening, everybody. Friday, happy Saturday. Elite just jumped in.
Oh, I'll be here now.
Yeah,
It's still showing
right.
like 10 seconds left on mine.
Well, we're live.
Yeah, I know. How you doing? We've not spoken to each other for ages. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm
Tell me all about
alright.
yourself.
Well,
As your kids, family.
they're all dead now.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was just a matter of time.
We've all been there. My third family.
Can always get another one.
Yeah. This is going to be a dark episode today. Episode 2092. Dark Saga. Red's not with us today, unfortunately. She's at a family thing, so we won't mock her today.
No, we won't. We'll leave that. We'll mock her when she's back.
Yeah, so lots of love out to.
I can hear your pussy in the background, man.
Yeah, can you hear that?
Yep.
I'm gonna kick it in the anus in a minute. No, seriously. It nags me. It's a bloke, but it nags me like a woman. But anyway.
What have you been up to, man?
What have you been doing? Oh, right. So I've been playing. How you been? I feel like I want to hug you. Are you all right?
What?
I feel like I want to hug you. I'm in a huggy mood today.
So
So before we start, actually, I'm drinking. Thanks for asking. I'm drinking Foster's. There we go. Just to be sort of closer to you today.
Why would you?
Foster's. But yeah, I've been playing. I've been on Conan now for about a week. I've been playing. What was I playing? I installed it. I tried to play thingy again. What's it called? Atomic Heart. I just can't get into it, to be honest.
Okay.
It reminds me of Fallout, but a very sort of last gen version of Fallout, and I'm just not in the mood for it, to be honest. So I've been playing Hunt Showdown, which I need people to join me on that because I was teamed up with some guy earlier. Oh god, because in the game it's got permadeath, so if you die, you lose that character and you start from scratch again. Yeah, so that's what makes it more. But the guy was with such an idiot, so he's so used to the game. We lost, so I lost my character at the start again. But I went down twice from him shooting me. So
right,
yeah, and I just messaged him saying you're a fucking idiot. But anyway, I just need people to help me about. I need someone that knows how to shoot other people other than me. But anyway, yeah, it's a great game made by Crytek. I went into this last week, but I've not even playing much, to be honest. I've been playing that, and there was something else I was playing. I can't remember now. I've downloaded Call of Duty again. I've downloaded Halo again to try the new thingamajiggamajoggy, new season. I was gonna download. I've downloaded. I think GHOSTWIRE Tokyo. I think you can download it now.
Well, it's not coming till April, but yeah, you can pre-download it.
Yeah, so I downloaded that. Ready to play that. I'm going to give that a go because why not? It's in Game Pass. So yeah, we've been playing though. What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Well, as you can see on screen, some Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. So I've played and finished the main campaign of that, just tidying up some achievements and some side quests. A lot of side quests in this game, like tons. These guys have done a really good job for their first open world RPG, but there's definitely room for improvement in terms of certain things being locked behind certain tasks and quests that you got to do. So they could just back off on that a little bit. That would be handy. There was 95. I thought it was 100. There was 95 Merlin trials. I ended up doing all of them. That took quite some time. So, and then, you know, there's glitches where they don't appear on screen and you have to try and find them. I actually had to use a guide to find the very last one, because I only had one missing in like the middle part of the map, which is kind of the largest, and there was just no way because it wasn't popping up on the screen. So I had to use a guide and then go through each one in that section of the map to find it, and I finally did. It was at the far right. So yeah, I've been playing that. I still haven't played any Fortnite. Just taking a nice long break from that thing. Was it
Yeah, you need to have a
Exoprimal
break,
beta? Open beta for this weekend. So if you like third person shooters with dinosaurs, of course, try it. You've got to sign up to Capcom, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But once you get through that crap, then you can play. So I just sort of tried the tutorial last night and a little bit of practice. Got to hone those controls in. They're pretty wishy-washy, so I had to tighten the controls up a little bit. But that's looking promising. So I think that's for the next couple of days. The jump on that if you want something a bit different, and I'll probably play some PvP tonight with some people. So that should be good. Other than that, I think that's really mainly Hogwarts I've been playing this week.
Yeah.
But later on in the show, I do have some footage of a couple of other games that I'll put up as well.
So that's a surprise, your other games.
No, not really. Evil West, put some of that up again.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't been recording as much as normal because the DVR seems to not recognize my Samsung USB all of a sudden since the December update. I've been having trouble. I've got to take it out and put it back in. That's what she said. And, I can't be bothered half the time. So,
actually, remind me because I need to go through OBS and stuff with you, so I can start recording and live streaming my own stuff. So, I was trying to figure out the other day and I don't know how to do it, so I need to go through it with you as a reminder. So, quick shout out to Pyro. Quick shout out to chat. Other Zink's made it. Yeah, he made it. Other Zink. We've got Pyro in the chat who says Foster's is most definitely the Australian drink.
That no one in Australia drinks? Sure. Yep.
It says it's a drink of champions. We've got a child fan who's been playing Horizon Forbidden West and the usual Tekken and Genshin. That's that. Is that an FPS that's on PlayStation? Is it? I think it is, or some sort of game that's game on PlayStation. I can't remember what it is now. It's like a big game. Anyway, and we've got
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Who agrees Foster's is a fantastic drink and he wished he could pour it all over his body and have Doomy lick it off him.
Oh no. Well, that's probably half true. Which half is up to you?
Yeah. While she says to him, bow, 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 with a selfie.
This is going to be messy as hell.
And a controller. So what for Conan footage? I've got to do some more Conan footage actually. I've been off it for a while.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, this is why Dealer won't come in here. I asked Dealer, but Dealer bowled it because he's a big fat pussy. So shout out to Dealer if he's watching.
Man, clip that. I never.
He's trying to outdo our podcast, which has got no chance. Have you seen this podcast? Awful. Nobody watches that.
Shout out to the blue one. I know he's not in the chat, but he'll be listening at some point in time. So shout out to you.
Bestie. Yeah.
Try hard. I'm sorry. There's going to be ABK talk as well, unfortunately. So
sorry. Yeah. But only because it's the only news we've got. Because there's just nothing. It's just boring at the moment. There is nothing to talk about. There's lots of games sort of dropping, sort of mediocre games. There's nothing really big that's dropping. In Hogwarts is the last real big game, and it's a bit quiet until Redfall drops. I think, really, isn't it?
Well, I mean that's subjective, really.
Yeah,
but Redfall's definitely one that everyone's hanging out for sure.
Yeah. I'll be hanging out for that, baby girl. Oh yeah, play cards right. Jen knows. Right.
Oh, shit.
Should we get on? Just see what Jen wrote in the topic.
I saw some of that stuff. Did she just put a new message in? Did she?
No, she's not. No.
Yeah,
no,
have a cheeky. Yep.
Yeah.
They're all cheeky, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, wouldn't you have like a non-cheeky one? Wouldn't it like you have an open blasé one? I'm just gonna let go right now.
Damn.
Right, should we get on to our first, get on our
We don't
first
have
topic?
to.
I did ask Jen to be on here, but she bottled it. Big coward.
Well, yeah. Can you blame her though?
Nah, she's got about as much front as Dauntless.
Oh
Right,
shit.
shit. Right, so what's that? Rip Lance Reddick. Oh right, yeah. Oh yeah. So sadly, the actor died, didn't he?
Yes.
Lance Reddick died. Passed away, I should say. Yeah, sad. It's sad. Sad news. Yeah, it was. I mainly know. I don't know. What was it he used to be in? Someone said he used to be in something. I've known him mainly for he was in Quantum Break, and he was the hotel sort of.
Yep. Concierge type guy.
Concierge, yeah, concierge in John Wick, which I'm going to watch my birthday this Friday. Next Friday.
Apparently, it's the best so far. But he was in The Wire, and which I think really brought him up in the fame. Like you said, Quantum Break, Horizon Forbidden West, and Zero Dawn, and something. Oh, and Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny. Yeah, Boba Fett's Diablo 4. Sorry, just to bounce around. Diablo 4 beta today. Yes, Jen's been saying that. She's been playing that, so she's been on that. So it's not live, open to everyone yet, is it? So it's only.
I think you got to pre-order the game to get access to it.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never played one, so I'm getting told I should. But
I played the first one sort of years ago, and so when I was young, so I've been going around for a while. So I'll be happy to get back into it.
When you were young,
anyway, when I was young. So quick, shout out to Lance who might be listening. But sadly that Lance is passed away. He was a great actor. I think it was English as well.
Very distinct. No, he's American.
Was he? He spoke very well for an American person.
Maybe he had English parents.
Possibly. We did, though, didn't he? We had a sort of, I don't know, a demeanour, sort of very...
my understanding, he was born in Baltimore. I could be wrong, but that's over on the east.
Yeah, east side represent.
Now, before we jump into the first topic, just real quick, guys, let us know about our audio. I can always mute Elite upon request, so just let me know. But, just let us know our audio levels. That'd be great.
Just saying, quick shout out to Red, who's off now. Should we jump on to our first topic?
Indeed, we should.
All right, so our first topic is, let's have a look at Rooney. That's Australian for just have a look. Our first topic is Xbox is skipping E3 2023. I've got sort of fair bit to say about this. Xbox is skipping E3 2023 show floor. Xbox will be hosting its big showcase in June 11th, which I think that's when Bethesda said they've got loads to show for Starfield, yada yada. So they're doing their own show, but they're not going to be at E3, sadly. And I think this is sad. It's not really being supported anymore. It doesn't help that you got idiots like Jeff that wants to kill off E3 to boost his own games show that he has, I think, in July, doesn't he? And then obviously the Game Awards, he sort of downplays all game shows like E3 and Gamescom and that, and says they're not needed, they're trash, only then just to promote his own ones, which do exactly the same thing, which is fucking twat. But I think it's a bit of a shame. What do you think, Ashtray, that there isn't going to be?
Look, for people traveling there, like if you live in LA, it's a shame, I guess, but at least they're sort of in that city. For people that have to travel, especially internationally, it's a big letdown. However, we don't know if Microsoft is actually going to, because we know that they're going to do the showcase at their Xbox Theater or Microsoft Theater, which is like opposite or just down the street, right, from the convention center.
Yeah.
But we don't know if they're going to plan on having booths set up in their own theater, which they could possibly do. I can understand why they're skipping for a couple of reasons. One, they might want to sort of just hold off because COVID's still a thing, even though it's not really talked about much. So maybe they just want to kind of prevent that sort of thing. But more importantly, I think, or more realistically, it's most likely the cost. Why? It's millions of dollars. It's not tens of dollars. It's millions of dollars to set up and have spots and locations, and it's very expensive. So why spend the money if they don't really need to? Is how I sort of see it. But I mean, I think because they would know that people will travel near and far to get there. They should have something on their own floor. I don't know how big their convention center is and if they have floor space. I know they've obviously it's a theater, so they've got seating, but I don't know if they've got floor space to have stuff set up. But you would think that they'd have some sort of contingency for the people that are actually going there. Unless they've got other things set up, but I don't know. But it's I can understand. I don't know if E3 will ever be what it was. But to play demos and stuff is you'd want to know that you're gonna get some hands on if you're traveling. So it is what it is. But I can understand, especially price wise, why they wouldn't be involved in it.
Yeah, I just think it's just sort of. I hope it's not the beginning of the end, if you know what I mean. I hope it's not. It's just from now on, it just kill off E3, which would be really sad, I think, because it is the biggest gaming event in the universe, and I think we sort of do need it. I think it's that show that you just need, kind of like the Oscars, and I don't think the Game Awards does replace it at all. I don't think the Game Awards is nowhere near as exciting to watch because I don't know. Is it me or when I watch the Game Awards, I don't really care for the awards? I imagine loads of people think the same.
Yeah, most people just want the trailers and see new gameplay.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
really reveals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really just watching it going, oh, who won best racer? Who won best esports? Who won best indies? Does anyone really care? I don't think anyone does. I could be just being very generalistic, but you are. We are there to see the premieres and to watch Al Pacino drunk on stage. But yeah, I don't think we're really there for the rest of it, and it's a shame because obviously there was more premieres at E3 and what have you, more games shown. So let's see what the chat says. It's just us today. We've got Bob Fett says Nia. Try hard. E3 is done for. Oh, try hard. Why? You bastard. Why? Xbox will be there, not at the convention centre, says Others Inc. No, yeah, but so it's not in the same sort of format, though, is it? They're just going to be there. Tryhard says Game Watch is mostly about trailers and celebrity appearances. Well, it's certainly about celebrity appearances for clout, but it doesn't ever have as many trailers as the E3 does it, or the Gamescom does. I think it's. I just find the Game Awards show just quite slow and boring. Like last year's one went on for about 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, it didn't really show much, did it? I mean, Xbox didn't turn up. There were very mediocre PlayStation titles, no first party games, very mediocre.
I didn't bother watching it.
No, that guy spoke for about 20 minutes about his award and talking about himself.
It was 10 or 8, but oh well, why not? I mean, he's been an actor for a long time, and he finally won an award for something. I'd be milking it myself too. So
yeah. But shall we move on to the next topic? There's not really much to linger about E3, is there?
No, look, again, for someone like me, I'm the opposite side of the world. I only ever watch, when it comes to E3 anyway, I only ever watch the Xbox showcase. I don't bother with anything else. Nothing Nintendo, Sony, EA, none of that. I just see maybe catch the trailers on YouTube if it's worth looking at. Otherwise, the Xbox one's the only one I watch. And again, I'm not going to be there, so it's no real effect to me. But again, for the people that are traveling internationally or, interstate to get there, it is upsetting if there's no hands-on. So, it'll be interesting to find out whether, again, they have something in there set up in their own theater.
Yeah. And then by June 11th, when Xbox do their show, Redfall would drop by then. So I wonder what else they'll show. Obviously, Starfield. We know they're going to show Starfield. Most likely give a release date for Forza, but they must be showing...
Which I reckon is going to be November.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Hellblade 2?
Yeah, Hellblade 2. They might announce Hellblade 2 release.
It's about time to show something, epic on that front. Seriously. Yeah. Even if it doesn't come out for another year, they really should be using the E3 quote unquote platform or the Xbox showcase to put it out there and show it off and get people talking.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, yeah, they show some more content of the first party games they've already shown. Be nice to see more of Contraband and Indiana Jones. Be nice to see some of that, and maybe some Perfect Dark and Fable as well. So,
That'd be awesome. But yeah, half that probably won't appear.
No,
unfortunately, but
probably go over titles they've already sort of talked about, like State of Decay and obviously possibly Fable, Hellblade 2, and what have you. So
I think what we first saw Fable was that 2019 or 2020. I think it might have been 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
God, they got to show something like that. That was just a CGI trailer. There should be something enough to show even a minute's worth of footage by now, and just say, hey, it's still in development. Just give us an update, essentially. That's not hard to do. So even if it's a year, even if it's 2 years out still, whatever, as the rumors kind of are floating around that it's nowhere near finished, at least just give us an update on it. Would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, manage expectations of the games. We're thirsty for games, especially big franchises like Fable. So at least just give us an update, you know?
Yeah. It'd be nice to see sort of something more. Yeah. But yeah, I reckon Hellblade 2 is dropping soon. So in the chat, let us know what you think about Hellblade 2. It's got to be ready by now, and it's got to be ready to go.
If not, it's got to be close.
Yeah, or maybe they might be just holding off so they've got something to start off 2024 with. They might drop it in February, March. So
Nah. If Hellblade drops this year, it'll be right at the very end of the year. But I reckon it's going to be early next year.
Yeah, February, March.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what the hell was you?
What are you talking about? I was looking at my gameplay. Apologies for how shit my gameplay is, by the way.
Shit. Yeah, I said I reckon it dropped February, March. And you went, nah. I reckon it dropped February, March.
Pyro in the chat says, Ashtray, I watch Xbox, Bethesda, and Devolver Digital showcases each year, and the DD ones are cheesy. I know some years, but they always do something unique. Yeah, fair enough, man. A lot of people watch all of it and get into all of it. Some people live stream all that stuff. Not me. I just stick to what I'll watch all the Bethesda stuff, and we know that after the Xbox showcase, there's going to be a huge deep dive on Starfield, which is going to be awesome. So right there is going to be epic. Hopefully that's like a half an hour, 45-minute thing just on Starfield. Maybe I'm wishing for too much, but
no, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see at least half hour devoted to Starfield. I want to see everything. Everything. No, I like to see. I want to see more about the ship customization. I want to see more about the sort of skill trees and stuff like that, and more in depth than that. And then just see some of the planets and stuff and things like that, and maybe a bit of combat. I don't really care about seeing the combat that too much. I just want to see more of what you can manipulate. You know, is in terms of creating your base and stuff like that, your ship and your person customization. That's what I'd like to see. I hope there's loads of people. You can really make your character look sort of different from different people and stuff. That's what I really hope for.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot riding on it. There's a lot hyped about it, and it's their sort of first franchise in 23 years or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Tryhard thinks Hellblade 2 won't drop until September 2024.
It might, yeah. But I'd still like to see something.
Go head with Wolverine, wouldn't
it? Wolverine will be 2025, man.
Yeah.
At the earliest.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one of our topics was Starfield. Should we actually, while we're talking about Starfield, should we just go into the other topic?
It may as well.
That's
Starfield
topic. Might as well, yeah, because I'm just saying let's just bring it up. Starfield has been given an R18 rating in Australia. So it's rated 18. So what can you tell us about that?
R rating.
Yeah, what's the ratings in Australia? Why are they harsher?
They're a bit harsher, yes. But when
So-
it comes to drugs, so this is getting an R plus 18 rating for interactive drug use. Now, I remember there was a big kerfuffle quite a few years back with a game with interact. Oh, what was it? It was that one where you got to smile. What's that? Compulsion.
Oh, Compulsion's game.
Happy.
Oh, fucking hell! What was that?
Was it We Happy Few or some shit?
Yeah, we're paying few. That's it. We're paying few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they nearly banned that game because of you have to basically shoot up to stay happy, and that's drug use,
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah. So, look, yeah, they're pretty hard on drugs over here, which is a good thing. Cyberpunk's another game that got an up R18 rating, and that's
Oh, really?
still
Yeah.
sold well and did well. So, I mean, look, it's just a rating. It'll be what
Did-
MA in America then if it's R here.
Yeah, did Figgy get an 18 rating in? He must have done. What's the game where it starts off and just right from the get go that they're doing cocaine, aren't they? What's the game recently? On Game Pass. Oh,
You're talking about
yeah,
High on Life.
yeah. High Life. Did that get an rated in Australia?
Good
Just
question.
drug use in that. Yeah.
Good question. I don't know. I'll have to have a
Yeah.
look at that.
Look into it.
I will right now.
Okay.
While I'm doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
so-
it basically says the rating, which means that the sales of the game are restricted to people over 18 or 18 plus, comes mostly as a result of high impact drug use, as depicted in the chart below. And there's on the website on this article, there's a chart showing that, yeah, as soon as there's high impact drug use, then it straight away gets an R rating. So, no,
there we go.
it's all right to cut someone's head off, but
Yeah.
doing drugs is bad.
Yeah. So there we go, people. So now we know there's going to be heavy drug use in. But then there's always sort of that big sort of Boba Fett sort of points out. There's always been sort of drug use anyway in those games, like Fallout. You sort of took meds and
BioShock.
shit. You inject yourself. Yeah. And you inject yourself with stuff. I'm playing Hunt Showdown, and you literally have needles which you inject yourself stuff that gives you sort of immunities to things and things that way you're running. But yeah, BioShock, yeah, you're always injecting yourself with shit in that game.
I think there was a bit of controversy around that too, back when that came out
really?
originally. Yeah. Just to answer your question, High on Life in Australia, MA 15 plus.
Oh wow, so that's interesting because
hang on. So it's got strong violence, strong themes, strong sexual references, strong drug use, strong drug references, but it's not high impact. So for it to be high impact, it would have to be fairly realistic in terms of, I don't know, the use of it, I guess.
I suppose it looks cartoony, so you're not sort of forward into it being real.
Look, it could be as simple as, one of the quests is you actually have to use it and sell it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe it is, or maybe you can sell drugs in the game.
Yeah,
that's maybe one of the things. Which that's probably maybe why.
Yeah, so we'll find out soon enough with more detail as it comes through. But
it does make the game sound more interesting. It's been rated 18 somewhere, so we know it's got some sort of explicit, sort of adult content. Yeah, as Pyro said, just a reminder, as Pyro said, everyone, drugs are bad.
Okay.
So, okay. The blue's in the house. We got the blue one.
The blue one.
The blue one. Right. So that was just a sort of quick topic, wasn't it? Should we go bounce back now to the topic we was going to cover? Right. So it's try hard. You're going to stay with us, try hard. It's not that boring, honestly. Just keep it with us, mate. I'd like to hear your opinion on it. As I said on Twitter the other day, the only PlayStation fan that I sort of can listen to and talk to. Right, so APK deal. Microsoft signs a third Call of Duty deal and it seeks approval to buy Activision Blizzard. I honestly don't think they're doing this. I don't like the way they word it. Sort of Microsoft does this just to seek approval. It's almost like they're begging kind of thing. I don't like that. I don't think they are doing it for that purpose. But Microsoft signs a deal with a company called Boosteroid. So they do. Microsoft said Boosteroid is the largest independent cloud streaming company with about 4 million users globally, including the European Union and the UK. So they're hoping to sort of push more streaming into the European Union and the UK markets. So that's why they've sort of signed a 10-year deal with them. That's what everyone's signing up now for these deals. Everyone's just joining in, jumping on the bandwagon and signing everything. There's just one person, there's just one company that just won't bend the knee, that just refuses to sign up. Who is? I can't, let's have a look. I'm going to have to Google this. What's that company's name?
Don't know. They must be fairly new to the scene.
Yeah, they must be new to gaming. They must be like, yeah, because everyone's now signed up and agreeing and going with this, apart from this one company. Can't put my finger on it, but it's just one company that's.
Does it start with a P?
Yeah, it ends with a Y.
This is something I think that they've been asked to do anyway. Not that Microsoft wouldn't have done it anyway. Because what is it to them? You know, really, at the end of the day, they just want to tick all the boxes to get this over the line. And if they've got to, sign up all these streaming or cloud services that no one's ever heard of up until these reports come out, then so be it. It's no skin off their nose. It's not going to, affect them. Look, again, it goes towards their aim of 3 billion gamers or whatever their number was. So this just adds to that. If that opens up to another 4 million players, then good. They're starting to reach their goal. It is what it is. We don't even know if these businesses are going to be around in the future anyway. So again, it's, do they have longevity? Maybe this will help with that. Who knows? But yeah. It's they're just ticking boxes because they have to. Again, it's not a problem. And like you said, there's only one company now really against it still. But what's interesting is that they're only focusing on cloud. They're not being asked, or they're not focusing on console or PC or mobile right now. They're being asked about cloud. So clearly they see, or the industry sees, cloud being the next thing. I don't really think it will be. It's more of a byproduct, but anyway, that they're making sure that it's sort of future proofing the industry. So hey, if that's what their focus is and that's what they're doing, then fine, no worries. Happy for that. And that's where Sony don't have really their focus as a business is in cloud. They're not really there. They might be working on it in the background now, but they're pretty far behind. So don't know if they'll ever catch up.
They was trying to push it, go sort of that way 10 years ago, weren't they? The whole subscription and the streaming services with that company they bought for 250 million, which went down the drain, didn't they? Gaikai, yeah. So they did sort of try that revenue, but I don't know, they just didn't back it up or support it, or just.
Well, I think there's two things there.
All that money and.
There's two things there, Elite. One, it was probably ahead of its time. And sometimes when things are ahead of its time, they just don't catch on. It's too early for some reason. And two, they didn't really harness it, evolve it, and spend money on it. Yeah. And that's their own fault.
Let's see how 250 million that cost, Sony.
They could have had that for acquisitions. Ooh.
Yeah, they could have done. Yeah. Because Insomniac cost them 250 million. So they could have bought another Insomniac for that money. Yeah. Anyway, or just put that money into their first party games. So, as we're always told, for Xbox, need to invest their money into their first party. Stop buying stuff. Invest into their first party. So you could learn a thing or two about that as well. So moving on. Top news: Microsoft. Signed a fourth deal, with a company named Ubitus, a white label cloud gaming service that has helped many publishers stream their games to Nintendo Switch. So they've done another 10-year deal. So they've now done a 10-year deal with Boosteroid and a 10-year deal now with Ubitus that does cloud gaming for the Switch and Nintendo. So there we go. So Nintendo's on board, and that's probably to answer your question, Tryhard, because you said about you think Nintendo will hold it back. I think it just will be you'll use your Nintendo purely just to cloud game these games. And I don't think it will run natively on the games. Possibly. I could be wrong.
I'd reckon with the next iteration of Nintendo's hardware, it'll be better. And I reckon it'll be a mix of both.
Yeah, because the next Nintendo hardware will probably be on a level of something like, I reckon, the Xbox Series Slim, most likely.
Yeah, around there. Yeah, give or take. Yeah. Maybe a bit less, but yeah. It'll be more powerful than the current Switch, for sure.
Yeah. So it probably could run not as well, but I don't think it'll hold them back. And I think they're pushing for the cloud service just so you can play. You don't have to play because they're all for. It'd be great if you know, especially with the Nintendo Switch, where you could just pick up your controller and play on cloud on that. Just on Xbox needs that kind of platform.
Just on that holding back BS, it doesn't work that way. It's not the same version of the game that has to, that's why it's on different platforms, because there's different versions of the game. So you can scale a different version. So this holding back stuff is just rubbish. Anyway, and Phil Spencer himself, the man himself, put out a tweet. Said Microsoft and Ubisoft, a leading cloud gaming provider, has signed a 10-year deal partnership to stream Xbox PC games as well as Activision Blizzard titles after the acquisition closes. A commitment is to give more players more choice. I like that. It's a choice.
Yeah, choice.
Choice, bro.
So the question is, if the deal doesn't go through, do all these deals vanish?
Yeah.
Because Microsoft seem to be setting up stuff and signing these deals and that yada yada. So if we get this, you get this, you get this, you get this, you'll get a piece of the pie. But if this all don't go through, all that collapses.
Correct. And then Microsoft owes Activision Blizzard $3 billion for the failure of the deal.
Yeah, which is weird because it's not them that's failed; it's everyone else, or it's just Sony that's blocked it. Really, no, it's not as if Microsoft have failed or Activision have failed. They both want it to go through. It's everyone else stopping it. So it's weird that they actually owe Activision $3 billion for it failing, because it wouldn't have been due to them or Activision, either party. The actual parties are involved. It wouldn't be down to either of them. It'd be down to an outside party that's blocking it because they're scared, basically. So it's weird. I think Sony should put up the $3 billion if you're going to go through.
Yeah, and then send them bankrupt.
Yeah, send them bankrupt. Yeah, but yeah. So, but yeah, it's so yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah,
that's all you got.
So yeah, that's all I've got. I was gonna say that's what I've got because I was sort of monologued off there into another point and lost the original trailer thought I was on. Where was it going? I can't remember. Let's see what's Bob on about. Bob, what are you on about? I played Witcher 3 on the Switch. It can be played, but it's not a definitive experience. No. So yeah, you can play these games. The Switch does allow you to play stuff, but it's just not. That's what we said. Maybe with the next system coming out, mid-gen refresh. Yeah, I reckon it could be as good as the Xbox Series S. You don't think it will be, but you think it might be like Xbox X, but I reckon it'll be more up to par, and I think it'll be run things much better. I think moving forward, I think the Nintendo has to now compete on a sort of a power level. I think they're probably starting to realise they're missing out on loads of those multi-packs that bring games in, and if they boost their console ability up, and they met those multi-plats, can you imagine if Nintendo had its exclusives, which are really successful and do really well, plus had the multi-plats as well?
Yeah. Well, see, this is what Nintendo, I was thinking about.
Nintendo would easily be the market leader. It would be a force to reckon with.
This is why if they make a Switch 2, the handheld needs to be obviously more powerful, but what they need to do is have a docking station. Instead of it just being a straight up just docking station, they actually need one that's bigger and essentially boosts the power of the whole thing. So once you plug it in, you can get 4K 60 out of it. And then when you've got it as a handheld, it's, 720p or 1080p 60.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, okay, it's going to be more expensive, but that would be really cool if you can actually dock it and then that boosts the power of the whole thing. That would be pretty sick. So you never know.
But one things you don't think they'll ever compete with hardware. I think they might do. I reckon they might change approach and go at least they're not to be the best, but I reckon they're going to go down a route where they're sort of at least, as I said, Xbox Series S sort of level. You know, the lowest denominator. I reckon they could do that. Just to get those multiplats on board so they can pull people over, especially with things like if they sign a deal with Microsoft and they get COD and stuff like that, just bring some of those COD players over. I just want to check out what Tryhard just said a moment ago. Where was no, it was Pyro. I just want to ask Pyro Tried fan since I upgraded to fiber optic. I just wonder what fiber optic you use. I'm on Virgin at the moment and it's trash. I'm thinking of dumping it. So I just wondered what fiber optic everyone's on, what you use and who you go with. So it'd be interesting to hear. We probably know being in different places we have different companies, but Virgin's just absolutely crap. So I'm getting rid of them.
What speeds are you getting at the moment?
Oh, I can't remember. I've not looked for a while, to be honest. It's just so shit. I've got a mate that's just dumped them as well.
What, less than 100?
No, I don't think it's that bad. But it's not great. It's not what you'd expect from fiber optic. I don't think. So, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to have a look. Yeah. But yeah. Should we go on to our next topic?
Which is?
Where was we? Feel sweet. Well, let's check of where it was now.
After that.
Eurogamer. PlayStation cannot. Oh, yeah, here we go. And here we go. You ready, child? It's going to be a
shit.
Right. PlayStation cannot protect against the loss of Call of Duty, Sony says, as a battle to convince the UK's regulator drags on. And it does drag on. As I said, it's Sony. If Sony just let it lie, just let Microsoft have the inevitable, just have Activision, and then it would just all carry on. I don't know why Sony are dragging it. We know why Sony's dragging this out. But it's trying so hard. They seem to be the only company that are now trying to block this. It's just awful and just sloppy. But Sony has outlined Call of Duty's vital importance to PlayStation as part of its ongoing efforts to derail Microsoft's $68.7 billion Activision buyout bid. Let me quote Sony here. Sony wrote in a document published today by the UK's Commission on Markets. That's what it said. Oh, yeah, that's quote. It wasn't a quote at all. It had it in, believe, quote brackets, but it didn't quote anything. I'm just looking for anything they've said. Few franchises are as enduring and as significant as PlayStation's revenue and gameplay time. Oh, what the fuck is it about? That's irrelevant. Right, okay. Go on, what you got to say? Just scanning through that thing, and there's just nothing really. Nothing.
No, but what is your angle on that? I mean, what does that tell you? How do you perceive that? I mean, it's pretty cannot protect. Listen to the words. Cannot protect against the loss of Call of Duty. It's not their game. How is it a loss? It's not their freaking game. It's a third-party game for starters that they're money-hatting.
It's a shame, yeah. It's a sad state of affairs. It's when you come out and say a third party, basically saying a third party title, Call of Duty, is carrying their console single handedly. All their exclusives, everything else they release, and everything else they do is irrelevant to Call of Duty. They need Call of Duty, or Sony ends as a PlayStation ends as a product. That's the sort of the message they seem to be giving.
That's what they're saying, at least. They're also saying basically that their franchises like God of War cost so much money that they're not making money back on them. That's basically what they're saying as well. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Sales. Yeah, right. Despite sales and despite their players buy games and Xbox gamers don't, their games are not making enough money. And in fact, they've also said that Call of Duty pays for those first-party games to be made because the first-party games themselves don't make enough money. So it's Call of Duty. But then that's a them problem, isn't it?
Yes,
sure, that's
absolutely.
A Sony problem. Yeah, that's a poor management problem. If you rely on a third-party company to make you money over your first-party games, and then there's the opportunity that third-party company vanishes and you lose that revenue, that's a you problem. They've relied on Call of Duty to basically carry their platform for 10 years now, and then they've become unstuck because they might possibly use that platform, they've used that game. And let's be honest here, PlayStation won't go bust. PlayStation won't vanish, won't die or anything. What they're concerned about is it loses its top slot. It won't be the market leader anymore, and that to them is a failure. That to them is not worth continuing in the market space if we're not top. And that's what I see it as. I see it's a big whine that if we're not top, there's no point, basically.
Look, at the end of the day, both sides of both companies, Microsoft and Sony, are, you know, sort of going above and beyond, saying how difficult things could be, and they're exaggerating. All right, at the end of the day, but I mean, there's still a little bit of truth to it in terms of you know, their money hatting COD that they've made. You know, they're making good money out of it. The thing is that they didn't always have it, as we all know. Right? It was on Xbox originally as technically as an exclusive.
The Call of Duty 2 was exclusive to Xbox, yeah.
Right? And so what was that, back 20 years ago, roughly?
Yeah.
So the 5 or 6 years or whatever before that all happened, Sony was fine, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were growing as a company in that space. So, you know, I just point back to that and say, well, you guys were fine back then, so you're going to be fine now as well. But the fact that they keep saying that there's a chance that Xbox will degrade the game on their platform and all this is just like, that should almost be, what's the word I'm looking for? That's almost like, that should be, Microsoft should be able to go back and say, hang on a second, that's basically slanderous to say that and put that out in there in public, and that could affect our image as a company. I would be anyway, if that had any grounds to it, because that's pretty hardcore. Plus, I mean, what does that say about them? Do they do that? Because it always seems like anything that's not published, but advertised through Sony with the marketing rights, that console version seems to look better and run better at launch. Yeah. And then a week or two later, Xbox gets patched. So it's kind of iffy, bit smelly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Underhanded company.
I just want to answer Tryhard fan. He said, I imagine Xbox is the same, to be honest. No, I don't think it is, because the thing is Sony is that they've got the with exclusive content. They've also got, but they've got mainly the marketing rights, haven't they, to the game? So I think that's where so that pulls a lot of players in. You know, when you're sort of giving the message only on PlayStation with the advert, that pulls a lot of people in, and I think they're worried about losing that message, and it suddenly going back to like the 360 was, the message being on the Xbox and losing the exclusive content, and that's where they're going to lose players. So, and I think that's what they're concerned about. So, yeah, and then we move on to say the kind of like GTA was exclusive to PlayStation. Funny you should say that, because Psygnosis, they basically disbanded after Sony just didn't look after them. They disbanded, and some of the developers went off to create a game called GTA, and that's why I think PlayStation had the first exclusivity, because they sort of honoured sort of their friendship with Sony after Sony done the dirty, and that's why the first one was on there. You know, so I noticed that massive publisher, one of the biggest publishers in gaming at those times, that Sony bought. So yeah, that's where GTA come from, and that exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you see all the chatter this week regarding Psygnosis. Yeah, don't know if you see that, but Supernova.
Paro says Sony's arguments feel more like projection than objection to me. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing anything just to block this deal, because it's gonna hurt them. They're gonna lose money. They're gonna lose players. But that's how it is. This is the market they wanted. They wanted to compete. They've been doing it for Xbox for so long now. They've been doing it to everyone for so long now. And it's just shocking to see them sort of come out and open it, basically just say that we don't want to compete like this. We don't want to do this. It's just,
they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay Xbox, Microsoft money.
No, they
Think
don't.
about it.
No. But they're quite happy for everyone to pay their money, and they're happy to. They're just a very ignorant company at this stage now.
Yeah.
They're sort of. Can we keep our exclusive? We have exclusives, but no one else have them because it takes money away from us, kind of thing. It's well, it's very sad. And what's sadder is seeing PlayStation fans continuously defend it. And I mean, we're still seeing to this day now, PlayStation fans still under the delusion that Starfield is timed and it's still going to PlayStation 5. You seen those recently? How?
The only way it's timed is it's going to take a certain amount of time for them to buy an Xbox or a PC to play it.
Yeah. Why are they still running with this?
It's hopes and dreams.
And all the chat is, it's timed, it's going to come,
or heavy
I'm
drugs.
holding out for it to come to PlayStation. Yeah. It's how? What message are you seeing? It's weird. Just buy an Xbox. If you want to play the game that badly, do what Sony have always preached in their studios. Buy an Xbox. I don't know why they're still banking on it being timed. And if it's not timed, then they're complaining, oh no, this should be on PlayStation because that's where all the players are. That's a bullshit sort of argument. That's nonsense. I'll tell you where all the players are. They're on PC. So why don't PlayStation drop all their games they want on PC?
Well, they're
That's
getting
where
there.
The players are. Yeah.
It's slowly getting there. Not day and date yet, but it will.
And the biggest game market, of course, is mobile. So one they drop all their games on mobile to make more money, but they won't do that. Or Switch. Switch is sold more than PlayStation. Why don't they drop their games on Switch? They won't do that. Because they want exclusives. Because they want you to buy their console. That's why. They want you to buy their console. Nothing else. Nothing more. So.
Pretty much. Well, tie into that is that the UK published 7 responses to the Microsoft deal. Only one company opposes. Guess who?
I don't know.
So it's. I mean, look, we spoke about it last week when Jim Lion Dance Moves Ryan said, "I don't want to sign a deal. I want to block the merger," or whatever he said. Right? I just want to block this merger. So they're not swayed from that, and that's the way it's going to be. So still, right to the 12th hour, they're going to still try and block it completely.
Yeah.
I think it's getting to a point where Xbox/Microsoft are doing everything to appease these boards and basically because the CEO came out and said basically if anything it gets refuted, we're going to basically take it to court. So it sounds to me like they're actually trying to get through this with minimal, if any, concessions besides these deals that they've drawn up. If that's the case, and they want things to go through that Xbox or Microsoft don't feel is fair, they're going to scrutinize it and they're going to sort of go back and say, no, don't agree with this and work something else out. But they're going to try and get through this with the minimum amount of concessions as possible. And that's why they're doing these cloud deals and stuff like that. So they're smart. They know what they're doing. This isn't their first rodeo. Like I've said, they've done this many, many times. They've got their best people on it. It's just a shame that it's sort of coming out that the bully is crying the most. And it's not working for them at this point in time. It seemed like it was at the very beginning, but that's because the CMA and the FTC and all that just went with Sony. Obviously, you get paid, by lobbyists and stuff, so you're going to sort of go with them. But, for them to do the right thing for consumers everywhere, this isn't just an Xbox thing. I'm not for it just because it's Xbox. It's actually better for all gamers. I don't game on PC. Yeah. It's going to definitely bode well for them. I don't really game on mobile at all, but it's going to work for them. Cloud, I don't really use it that much, but it's going to work for people that want to or will play on cloud. It doesn't affect me. So I'm just a console gamer, and it's going to benefit more than just me. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, the games going to be Switch. They're going to have Nvidia. They're going to be on Steam. They're going to be everywhere.
Yep.
They could be everywhere. Well, they could be everywhere.
Yep.
Call of Duty would be everywhere.
Do you know what would be really funny, Elite? You know what would be really funny is in a few years' time, or after the 10-year deals are done, Microsoft acquire these Boostroid and this other streaming company.
Yeah, buy them, yeah. They probably will do. Why wouldn't they?
That would be funny, man.
They would do. But would that then be a monopoly if they owned all the streaming companies?
I don't know, because look, between now and 10 years' time, there could be another 30, 40 cloud streaming companies, come up out of nowhere. So who knows by that time? Who knows where Amazon and Apple are going to be with theirs? Obviously, they're going to push forward. So, I think more eyes will be on them just as much as anyone else. So
I think that's what
That'd be
Phil
fun.
said in 2020, wasn't it? He said our enemies, sort of main competition isn't Sony. He told them to them faces.
Yep.
Our competition isn't Sony, it's Amazon and Google. So
Yeah.
And Apple. So wind your necks in, Sony. It's not all about you. No, all their fans come back and go, no, it's not. Sony is their biggest competitor. It's really not. It's really not. Microsoft's just like they've just shown, they can easily just trump Sony. Easily. With their money.
Yeah, they're their biggest
that's not it.
competitor in the console space, but in the gaming space, they're not. Yep.
No way. So, and it's interesting to see from this thing that happened recently. It was the CMA, wasn't it? The new CMA published non-responses, and the CMA's got to look at that and see from all those responses, only one of them come back negative against the deal, and that was PlayStation. You've got to look at that and think, right, why is PlayStation the only ones, and what's PlayStation's motive to block it? It's because they're biased for it, isn't it? It's clearly because they're biased. There's no other motive for them to block it because it doesn't do them. But for everyone else to accept it, they've got to look at that and think, right, everyone's for it apart from this one company. You can't block it based on one company, whereas all the other companies are for it. You can't block it on that. That would show true bias, that would, if they did that. Well, all these companies said yes to it, but this one company said no because it would affect them, so it's not going to go through. That would just be awful management.
Yeah. It's it's interesting to see what happens after these 10-year deals are done. Are they 10 by 2 by 3? Who knows? Or once the 10 years deal's done, that's it, they're over, and does it become exclusive from then on? Be interesting to know. I haven't been able to see that in any of the documents on what actually happens once that 10 years is up. If anyone in the chat, try hard, you might know. Let us know, because it will. I still think that there have to be some sort of clause of at least an extension to that would have to be at least reviewed by both parties. It'd have to be something. It can't just be. I wouldn't think it would just be 10 years done. That's it. It's everything's exclusive again. I can't see that happening. So it's technically. It would be really technically more than a 10-year deal. So, but no, Sony doesn't want any part of it whatsoever. They're only interested in looking after themselves. And look, I get that. But it's not making them look good to the rest of the industry at all. Even Lulu said on Twitter that they're getting a much better deal than we would ever give them.
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
Yeah. And they've said those all deals, and they said they just want to block the deal. They don't care for it at all. So, which I hope that will come back and that backfire massively, won't it? I don't think they should just do any deals with Sony, to be honest. I think they should just remove it from them and say, okay, you don't want a deal, fine. You don't have it at all, we put it everywhere else. But
it'll be interesting how it does play out. I mean, money talks, so some people just go, well, we don't like you, but we'll sign these deals for money. But at the same time, I think people are going to read their contracts a little closer. I think people are going to be a bit, scrutinize things a little bit more. I think they're going to just always have that in the back of their heads, just to be more wary of what's going on and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's still interesting. I know we're all sort of sick of this ABK stuff. Look, there's only another couple of months left of it.
hopefully,
even if the deal goes through in May, we know it's still going to be news basically forever, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Again, we've said this a million times before. Better off Microsoft acquiring ABK than Tencent.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And we know if Tencent had acquired them, there'd be nothing said. There'd be nothing. No one would really care. So,
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just dropped a poll in the chat. So if you just want to fill in that poll. Thank you.
You're a fucking idiot.
So it's only a bit like high fun. Last topic. We got our on last topic already. Ashtray, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, so because we'd still be on our first topic.
Yeah.
Or intros.
Yeah. Just not be talking about the game she's playing. Would have been talking about the game she's playing. What's it? Snowboarding or whatever she does. What's the thing? Waterboarding.
Snowboarding? You mean water blasting?
Yeah. Water blasting. That's it. Water blasting.
You idiot.
Water blasting and painting a fence. Should have still been on those topics.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We never really. So GHOSTWIRE Tokyo comes to Xbox Game Pass this April alongside a big new update. Yes, so the definitive edition is coming to Xbox, as you'd expect. And it's coming out on April the 12th to Game Pass. And it will feature all new add-ons, I believe. I'm trying to find... It will feature a new mode, new locations to explore, additional cutscenes, and quality of life. What's quality of life improvements?
What do you mean? That's just like any glitches and make things work smoothly.
Oh, okay. Quality of life improvements is a bit drastic, though.
It's just a broad term.
Yeah, quality of life improvement. Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to come day one with that. Does the PlayStation version get all those free, or do I have to pay $10 for it?
My understanding is that the PlayStation version of the game is still going to be the base version.
Oh, that's sad.
Unless that's changed recently. That was my understanding of it. But thanks for beta testing for us, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find it. That's something that says it's just for possibly for Xbox. If anyone can correct us on that, we'll take the criticism and ignore it. But
that's so true.
Yeah,
that's so true.
But yes, but it'd be interesting to see if it's any updates are only on Xbox. The definitive edition of GHOSTWIRE Tokyo. Are you going to play it? Has anyone tried hard? Did you play it on the PlayStation? Be interested to hear what you guys, if you played it elsewhere. But Bobo, you're a big PlayStation fanboy, as the blue one is as well. Be interesting if you played it on there.
Undercover ponies.
Yeah.
Like Riskit.
Are you going to play
Riskit's an undercover. Yeah, absolutely.
Massive pony.
Massive pony disguised as an Xbox gamer.
Jim. Yeah, love Jim. Like the V Vendetta guy. That guy walks around with a mask on. Riskit walks around with like a Jim mask on, like that, but with a mask of Jim. Jim Ryan.
It's all facts here. You heard it first on the Gamers Initiative podcast.
but you gonna play it? What kind of a game is it? I don't know what kind of game it is.
I've seen footage of it. I've seen a bit of gameplay.
Is it a shooter or a
kinda? I'm not sure. Look, it's
Demon
not
Souls style game, is it?
Nah, but it's not really my kind of aesthetic and stuff.
And
Look, this is the other part of it though. Game Pass, you download it, the devs get paid. And then there's no skin off my nose, so I can play it, try it. I might watch some more gameplay just to refresh myself on it, and if I don't like what I see, I probably won't bother. But the good thing is a lot of games now that come into Game Pass, you can just play them by cloud. So what I've done in the past with a couple of games is I'll load it up by cloud. I'll play it for a little while. If I don't like it, I don't need to install it. If I, getting some fun out of it and enjoying it, then I'll download it to get a better experience.
It's better than the never played it, never liked it.
Never played it, never enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's better than that. That's the beauty of. That's why I don't get. It goes over the heads. Game Pass, isn't it? Like I've had. You've seen countless arguments. People, I've uploaded this. I'll say on here when I podcast. I uploaded this, played it, didn't like it, deleted it. The amount of hate I'd get on Twitter. Oh, you didn't give it a go. You're rubbish at the game. I just didn't like it. Deleted it. What is wrong with that? Played the game, didn't like it. At least I get the option to play it, or at least I try the games again. pretty much try a lot of the games going to Game Pass. At least I'll try them. Don't like them, you know. I can't really see the issue, but I get, oh, you don't like it. You should like this game. You should like this game. So shut up, you mugs. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this a go. As I said, I did like Deathloop. I just can't grasp Arcane style of shooters. So I'm hoping Redfall's better. But so I couldn't get into Prey or the other one either. What's it called?
Never liked Halo in my life. I've never played it, never enjoyed
it.
Brilliant. I never liked Halo in my life. Never played it. Never enjoyed
It makes me laugh every time. Too bad I didn't like Halo. Never played it. Never enjoyed it.
Yeah. I said, ha
shit.
What a penis. We need to introduce those soon, don't we? We need to introduce the thingy-majiggy-majoggies.
What?
You ignore. I'll send you the what do you call it? Where you press buttons and people talk and things. We need to introduce those.
Oh, well,
you didn't respond to we're just sort of monologuing because you did. I sent Risk it. Excuse my real
Red.
name. I mean Ashtray.
Oh,
yeah,
me.
Red and you a message on the group about having a fourth pub member, and neither of you guys got back to me.
Yeah,
it was a great idea.
Yeah, if I don't reply, I think it's rubbish.
I think it'd be a great idea. No one's done it before. It'd be fantastic.
Well,
but anyway,
yeah.
use this.
Are you gonna fucking run it? Are you gonna sort it out? I doubt it.
I would do if I knew how to. You'd have to teach me, and I'd run it. You'd have to show me how to do it. You probably should show me anyway, because I need to know how to do things. Really.
Well, but hang on. There's no point in showing you how to do things if you're still using that. What are you using now for PC? Come on,
Surface Pro.
That's not good enough.
Oh,
it's not going to work.
Really? Oh.
Why do you reckon I and Red run the show on our sides? Because our PCs can run this. You need to buy a PC.
Oh, I got to buy a
You're
PC trial. He's talking me into buying a PC trial. Tell him.
Well, if you want to do streaming at least 1080p 60, you're going to need a PC, man. Surface Pro won't cut it.
All right. But I've devoted my life to Microsoft though. That's why I bought one. Buy it.
So Windows.
When I left work.
You install Windows on your PC.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yes.
Start a GoFundMe on Twitter.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
Everyone else does.
Like Saltius one. Please GoFundMe.
I've seen a few and it's just like, oh my God, I need new pants. Yeah. I need to GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, yeah.
So I think you should just start a GoFundMe. I'm sure Dauntless will give you the most cash.
Yeah, he will do. He spends the most time on my Twitter timeline and on my YouTube channel.
Yep.
When he's not making new accounts. Jeez. What the fuck was that profile picture he's got for his recent one?
I don't know. Maybe he was taking a shit.
He's like aged 10 years in 2 days.
I've never liked Halo in my life. I've never played it, never enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think our topics are done now.
We're done.
Oh,
that's not too bad.
We did all right. We did just over an hour, and as I said, Red takes up at least an hour and a half just on our own.
Yeah.
So I haven't got any guests next week, but I'm looking at my friends list. I've got 4 friends in total. So I'm looking at a couple of people actually. I'm not around next week, guys. Sorry, it's my birthday. So my wife's taking me to watch
Happy
John
50th.
Wick. Yeah, no, 49.
I was close.
49. Yeah, yours close. Very close. I'll be 49. And my wife's gonna take me to watch John Wick. So, and then hopefully we watch that, have something to eat, and then make love. So. She doesn't know about the end bit yet. I was surprised with that.
She never did from the start.
No, I might have to do what you should do. Wait till she goes to sleep.
Yeah. The
I
old
have my favourite moves.
the old Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Are you asleep yet? No. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, Bill Cosby routine,
Oh,
yeah.
that's messy. I like it.
But yeah, so I won't be around. So it would just be Ashtray and Red Dead Pandu, and I'll get a couple of guests on, and then we've got a couple of guests for the following weekend, which I'm going to keep a surprise for now. But they're quite big people. Well,
What,
one of them's big.
large, as in
Yeah,
tall, or
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I think what I've heard, Jen's about 6'9", apparently.
6'9"?
Yeah, she's a
Goose.
massive girl, massive bird. Yeah. So yeah, no, yeah. Those are two excellent, fantastic guests. I won't name drop because that'd just be rude.
Yeah, keep an eye out on Twitter in a couple of weeks' time for that tweet to,
Yeah,
and Elite will divulge who it
got a
is
big
then.
boy.
Mm.
Yeah, so but we've got a couple of good guests next week. I'm going to try to get those. Make sure confirm. The following week we'll have 2 more guests, and then we'll go from there. Yes, Grey Monad, thank you very much. Yeah, I will be 49, and yes, getting older. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. Please drop a share. Please drop a like. Remember to share this out on Twitter. Twitter Spaces. But please, guys, drop a sub to my channel and Ashtray, because all the support really helps us. I'm trying to push to 1K subs by the end of the year. I'm slowly getting close. I'm still not made 600 yet, but it would be nice to make 1K, just so I can give myself a pat on the back or something. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.
See ya. Peace out, y'all.